today, they will answer all those questions. So without further ado, I'd like to go to our first panelist, Adam. He's a Chief Strategic Officer of Santee Marketing. He's introduced a variety of new tools to uncover insights into customer habits. He advises clients on customer behavior to produce informed and effective campaigns. So Adam, tell us what we need to know.
Absolutely, happy to do it. So we've all heard about Cambridge Analytica. I'm not going to talk about that because I want you all to remain awake. But we're seeing the news of the epic Facebook fail, and what does that mean to everybody? We're reading about people deleting their Facebook and the so-named hashtag that accompanies that. But overall, Facebook has told us that even before all the news broke on the 2-year-old story about Cambridge Analytica, 50 million fewer hours were spent on Facebook around the world before that bad news. So what we can learn from that is people are using social less. If you reflect on your own life, you are probably using social less. And you probably think it's got something to do with trying to free yourself up, but I promise you, you're still just as addicted to your phone. You're just doing different things on it. I'm playing more games. Users down from 80% of Americans were using Facebook in 2017, and at the same time in 2018, it's down to 77% of Americans are using Facebook, which is only a 3% drop times 350 million. It's a big number. That's following also the same trajectory on Facebook, Twitter as well. So people are using social less overall. We're seeing this as a trend across platforms. Why? They did a poll, a company called Lithium did a research study of Millennials and Gen Z, or what I call people younger than me, and 74% of them said they actually object to seeing ads in their social feeds. Why? Why do they object to that? Why do you object to it? You signed up for Facebook to initially connect with your college friends, your colleagues, unfortunately your mom and grandma and Aunt Tina, and you wanted to share news, and all of a sudden, guys like me got the idea to start serving you ads on behalf of our clients and putting them in your feed. Well, Millennials and Gen Z, almost 3/4 of them said, I hate that, I don't want that. And so half of them said, this was in 2016, that they plan to use less social, and guess what? They're doing it 50 million hours less per month. I don't know about you guys, that's a lot of time. Here's why. We hate ads. I sell ads for a living. People hate ads, therefore, people hate me. I'm okay with it. But what we've seen across all of our clients and across all, we do a lot of businesses like yours as our clients. We also do CPG and healthcare. What we see across all kinds of posting is that user-generated content has been outperforming planned brand content by as much as 7 times. So if we go and we do a photo shoot and we post it, I can pretty much count on the idea that some kid in Skokie, Illinois can walk into a restaurant there and take a picture, and it'll outperform locally to what we could produce because it feels more real, it feels more relevant, because people want to relate to actual people, not to brands. So where are they going? This is a critical question. So as I said to you, they're using less Twitter, less Facebook. They are still going to Instagram, the Facebook-owned picture app, which is a favorite. They're moving to Snapchat, although even growth of Snapchat has shrunk because guess what? That coincides almost exactly with the launch of their ad platform. But that's where they're going still to connect to people, and then messaging apps like, I have WhatsApp listed up on the screen, but really iMessage, any kind of thing where I can direct message somebody, text somebody, talk to someone directly, talk to my friends. I want to talk to John. I don't want anyone else to know about it. Hey, John, I'm in Vegas for this conference. Let's get a drink. That's what I want. I don't need to broadcast it, and I sure don't want to say, hey, Seth, let's go out and see a movie, and then get 20 movie ads posted to me immediately following from Harkins or from all these theaters. That's not what I'm there for. I'm there to connect with my friends, my peers, my life. So I've put in this chart. The red dot is the one you should look at because this is the young segment, 13 to 24 is up in the top. They are vocal, and they are creating less. Does anybody remember the technographic chart that Forrester created way back at the beginning of social? They had on one end, they had people that were passive consumers, and the goal was to get people to become creators. They would be the active, vocal evangelists that were creating things about your brand. Well, The 25 to 34-year-olds were kind of peak creators, and now the 13 to 24-year-olds are opting out of that. They don't want that. They want to come, they want to be vocal, they want to talk about the brand, but they're not going to make a video, they're not going to make a movie, even though they're the most empowered generation to have that technology to easily do it. It's boring to them. They don't want to do it. They're the ones that are pulling back from social and changing things. So if we think about this another way, if we think about the beginning of social, I have it as roughly 2007, which is when Facebook became public and broke out of college students only. It was really passive consumption. And then we got into the creating phase where people were asked to, remember this, share a picture of your experience, ultimately culminating in like the hashtag your image, tag the brand with this, hashtag this, make a video, right? That kind of died out in 2015. Now people are just looking to engage. So what does that look like? How are we going to move that forward? If you're a brand and you're trying to get people into if you're running a store, and how are you going to get people into the store using social? What tools can you still use? Good news, bad news. This is kind of what social looked like in 2012, a produced image of this salad and some kind of quippy headline like, you know, fork, fork, fork or something. I think that was what it said. Bad news, this was actually posted last week. It has like no likes or shares or anything. So this is a brand, I'm not going to name the brand, but this is a brand that is not keeping up with how people want to interact on social. In 2016, we started to see brands catching on to the idea that UGC and influencer content was growing, getting more results, and getting better performance on social platforms. Therefore, they started to mime it. This is Mod Pizza doing a great job of taking a lot of candid shots, or what I call plandids, and making it feel like UGC, making it feel like you're actually in the store, showing you the real pizza off of their line, out of their oven, so you get a sense of the memory of like what it's like to actually be there and not have a food stylist puzzling over the thing with tweezers and putting the pepperoni exactly where it belongs. This is what it really looks like. That beer looks delicious. I'm going to have one. But in 2017, we saw a totally new switch. Chris Sean Hayes had some kind of a complaint. He took it right to Red Robin. I beg you to find me after this talk. I will tell you my Red Robin story. I don't have time to do it now, but I am the reason that Red Robin now responds to every single tweet. We're sorry to disappoint, they said. Please DM us your name. Chris Sean Hayes had a problem. He brought it right to them directly. The same way I would go to John and say, hey, I was waiting for you at this restaurant, where are you? And he would respond, sorry, I disappointed you. I got hung up, I had a flat tire, whatever it was. Finally, this is where we're going. Amika on Twitter reached out to Wendy's and she said, miss you, Wendy's. And Wendy's replies, come hang. Conversational. It's how two friends relate. It's not how a brand or a restaurant or salon reaches out to a customer and says, please find the coupon attached for $1 off your next haircut. It is, hey, come hang, we miss you too, bro. Let's be pals. This is where it's all going. So up next, you're going to hear from John Carroll, who's going to talk about Yelp and how things have been changing in this conversational way. And then we're also going to be looking at the ways that we can be using this kind of social approach internally to help foster a culture inside the organization that can grow and be strong. I'm going to hand it off to you, John.
Thank you.
Can